So we have now ordered the cards again to explain you a little more about the specific deck strategy.
So let's start there with Disloyal, right? This is a talisman, and it exiles an opponent's ally for cost 3. Well, this is pretty versatile. I think that the price is fair. When you exile something, it can't come back in the game, so it's gone forever.
Yeah, it's a really strong
Removal, yeah. Then we have something along those lines with Kernok the Hunter. So this one says, during your watch phase, you may destroy this card. To search for 2 cards in a single opponent's castle deck and exile those cards. So it's also removal, but this is like preventive removal, you know, like you go, and this can be powerful because if you're fighting a brand new opponent with Kernrak, you can actually see everything they have in their deck because you're looking for the cards. So though it might cost 4 gold and might seem like a high price for a sacrifice, think about it, like you see the opponent's deck and also you get to exile 2 of those cards.
It can be a really good counter.
And then Sir Percival, it's also on the theme of removal, right? When it comes into play, you can shuffle an opponent's ally into their castle deck. I think it's funny because
really strong.
He's riding a cow or a bull instead of a horse. Do you notice that?
No.
But yeah, it's powerful because you can remove anything that it's in the field. And yes, the Silver Voice is related to Sir Percival. This one doesn't shuffle, but when it comes into play, it returns an ally to their hand. So this is powerful too because you're essentially resetting that ally's time to attack, and then your opponent has to pay again the price. So sometimes when you don't have a lot of gold cards, this is like wasting an opponent's turn, so that can give you a good advantage. And having 3 of those, that can be pretty powerful.
Yeah, it gives you like tempo, for example.
Yes.
If there's a 18 on the field.
So aside from some removal that we've seen in these allies, then we start with these other ones that are guardians. We'll call them value allies, where they're very, very cheap, and the caveat is they cannot attack, but they're there, you know, defending. So we have this other one for 2 gold, strength 4. This is not a guardian. Guardian means they cannot attack. This one can attack, but you have to pay a high price for that. Talking about defense, we also have this card here, Orc the Wizard, where you pay 2 gold and reduce an opponent's ally to strength 0. This is great to have it in the field because you're not sure if your opponent is going to activate its effect or not. So it might actually deter you from attacking just because you don't know what he might do. Similar to Orc the Wizard, we have Worm. During Talisman War, you may pay 1 gold to make an opponent's ally -1 strength until the final phase. Doesn't have a limit there, but I think it might be limited to just once per turn.
Yeah, on this card, it doesn't say once per turn, but
it's a little ambiguous here. Unfortunately, when they designed the game at this stage, they didn't have like all the rules very clear. Sometimes.
True.
Sometimes it's just whatever you agree beforehand with whoever you're playing. Wyvern. This one's also in the removal theme. Any card that destroys Wyvern must be exiled.
Yeah, it's a beautiful blocker.
Yes, because you're afraid of attacking because you know if you have a strong ally, you think I'm gonna destroy Wyvern, but it's gonna get exiled, so you might not want to pay the price. The Cultist. So this is the one you destroy it to see your opponent's hand and shuffle a card from their hand to the opponent's castle deck. So this goes also with the Kernrak theme, where you're preventing your opponent from playing stuff. Bulkbear, it also falls into those lines because you can only play during your watch phase. Discard a card at random from your opponent's hand. Your opponent's monster ruin a number of cards equal to the discarded card's gold cost. This one's good. I think it's the price is fair. This is a combination of preventive removal and direct damage. And then you have the Celtic Totem. That one's also for direct damage. When this card comes into play, name a card type: ally, totems, weapons, talismans, or gold. Each time your opponent plays a card of the name type, he/she must ruin 2 cards.
That's also strong.
Yeah, I imagine it's like constant direct damage. Our Goblin Totem is also in that theme of direct damage because you can pay 4 gold to make your opponent ruin 4 cards. Has a second ability, which is you can destroy it to draw 2 cards. If you really need some oxygen, then you can destroy it. It's a little expensive to destroy. Celtic Talisman. An opponent must destroy one of their allies. Okay, so we see a lot of removal That's what I'm noticing here in this deck. Because same with Incinerate, right? This is 0, destroy 2 of your allies to destroy a non-gold card. Yeah, it seems just a lot of removal. OTU, this one's very, very, very strong one. It gains +1 strength for each ally in play.
Every on the field, so
Yes,
on your
yes.
side and your enemy's side.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a misprint. The Spanish one is limited to allies you control.
Yeah, that
But the
makes
English
a little
one,
more sense.
Nearest Totem, you may pay 1 gold to draw a card. So this one's very, very, very powerful because this is giving you the oxygen you need, very accessible. I believe this deck gives you the most value out of your money because they reprinted some of these cards in Spanish recently. And they made Nearest Totem a royal card. It's like if you're getting 5 royal cards in this deck.
I thought of this combo and wanted to make sure that it works.
Curtain can be, you can destroy it at will, so you exile 2 opponents' cards. Holy Grail says if one of your cards is about to be destroyed, you return that card to your hand instead. If we go just for the English text, it seems that it would not work. The condition for Curtain has to have, it has to be destroyed. And then you can play Holy Grail, and the English text says like, if it's about to be destroyed. So it's like, sounds like it's preventing it from being destroyed and instead going to your hand. But I would say it would work because at this stage, like things weren't very standardized, and we can compare it with the Spanish version. I'll read it to you. In response, that one of your cards is destroyed, play Holy Grail to return it to your hand.
Ah, yeah, so it's a response card.
If you play, I would say if you play the Spanish Holy Grail, then it's a valid combo. If you play the English one, it's a little gray. I would allow it, because the Spanish one says so.
Okay, yeah, so thank you very much for your answer.